Hey everyone, doing part 8 of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, my winter journal, and as discussed before, this is very autumn-like, so this is out. So I've been having a play around with some of my dyed fabrics, and I was working on it this way and thought this would be the front, but every time I do that I end up using the front as the back and the back as the front. So this beautiful bit of material deserves to be there. So I've cut, I haven't finished it of course, I've just been putting it all together, and I've cut some batting, and eventually what will happen will be that these will all get folded over and glued down, and then the back inside cover and the back inside front will go over them. So it'll be a bit more organised, but at the moment I've just got the batting ready and got the size ready, and as I start to work on adding in some bits, I think I'm going to bring in some lighter, so it's like adding the little snowflakes. And this might be just a tab or something on the edge of the front cover. So I've basted it all down, so if I add any more of these things I'll baste them down, but now I can just start stitching edges down, and I haven't thought a lot about it, just been putting it together off camera. See where I end up. Wouldn't mind using a bit of that too. Definitely want to use a bit of this on the front. So that's where I'm up to with this, and that. So I'm going to stay at someone's house to mind their dogs while they're away in Fiji on holiday. Probably already said that. So I need to have these little projects to do at night because I won't have all my normal stuff there to do. So this will be what I'll work on while I'm away, and hopefully I can get the next prompt. So today's Wednesday when I've started this, but hopefully the next prompt will mean I can get that started either tonight or tomorrow morning to add to this video. Otherwise I think this video will be up quite a bit later. We shall wait and see. So I'll just pause now and await what the next prompt is. Okay, I'm back and it's the next day, and I have been working last night on the prompt, the new prompt. So of course for me doing winter, it's winter village, and you can't help but find a lot of Christmas imagery. So what I've been doing last night at this place with the two little dogs who slept on and in the bed with me, and so I haven't had much sleep, is making a little book. So I have always just had this fascination, as many people do, with houses and how people depict them in art, and I just have never really done much about it. So just this last 6 months I've done one or two little forays into it. So because it was easier to do collage and stick and paste and print out at this other place, this is what I've made. So this is my my study, if you like, for a winter village. Dee in Queensland sent me these lovely stickers, thanks Dee. That was part of the Australia-New Zealand travel journal. I finally got the last travel journal pages. We all did some pages and swapped, so now I can actually make the journal, and we all sent each other a few bits and pieces extra. Anyway, this is this size, this border is the size of my normal pages. So what I've done is done a bit of a hunt around through Instagram, Pinterest, etc., and just started to take some notes. So this is reminding me of back when I was at art school, and we would write why we liked something, and we would write what we liked about it and what what might work for us, etc. So when Sarah and Rachel announced the first, that it's a winter or Christmas village, first I started thinking normal houses, like a landscape of houses, solid blocks. And then I remembered that my premise with this book is to do line work. So this is a Tamara Laporte stencil that she's made from her little, this is called Whimsy Town, so it's a stencil, and it's from her foray into little house. She loves houses, so she does some really great, colourful, weird and wacky sort of fairy houses. So this and this one reminded me of my thoughts that I'm doing line work throughout. So this is one that's probably been done, and I haven't got everyone's name of where I got the photos, but this is probably someone's put a photo in Photoshop and then just sketched the shape of each house over the top. Once again, it's line work that depicts what you're trying to show without it being a solid like these ones. So apologies if anyone watches and I haven't written your name down for these. But I liked the way that this person had done all different shapes and all different designs, and also the names of little shops. So the post office, bakery, so cute. And I just was sticking some of these embellishments along the way. What can you do? You're sitting at someone else's house, you haven't got all your normal stuff. So as I was going through, I was sticking a picture of something that interested me, and then I would write a bit about it. So for this one, tall, thin houses with snow on top, firelit windows with orange glow, and balconies with lattice work. And then I've just done a little bit of a sketch of, like, this has got a blank plaque and these two little bits. So this is a model made by someone. It's not a real house, but there's still ideas, and it says sweet home. And I liked the snow on the roof and the snow on the ground. Here's a little village that's been made out of wood, and there's a road coming through it. So it's got foreground, background, elements, but I'm pretty sure they're all made of wood or balsa wood, something light. They could be heavier, but I loved this little house. So this is like a wicker road, clusters of wooden houses, and squat-shaped house. So I've just done little sketches also from these ideas. So there was this little long, thin, sort of shorter squat house, but also this little cottage, so cute little cottages with the little fire, the chimney. Here's some layered landscapes. So this is a Christmas village, and so that's got post box. It's got the front one as a focal point, but the way that it's coming up this way, this becomes a focal point, and then these are tucked in behind. So that's another way to do it, a bit similar. Rachel's doing a bit similar to that. I found this fascinating, this little house, because it's got 1, 2, 3 different types of chimneys. Once again, a lot of these are from models. They're made. So I think there was I didn't write it down, but a lady on Instagram who just makes these sorts of models. But I was fascinated by this little front door here and how it was called the Sailor's Pub. So very much like an old English pub with the little wood box storage on the side. I'm not sure what maybe that used to be the horse watering trough or something, because it looks like there's a pipe where the water would come in. So I've given myself lots of space to sketch as well, and started some of the sketches. So what was interesting on this one, it's like the painterly look. Of course, doing line work, I won't get that. But this was like the landscapes that offering some sort of a dreamy marketplace with the shop fronts. So up here I've drawn this shop front for another idea. So it could be toy shops or anything wintry. So as I said before, a lot of these are Christmassy and I'm adapting for winter. So I've got this bit of line work. Now I particularly love that there's this grate and this beautiful wrought iron with swirly curly lines and curly swirls. And these ones have got like chimneys with one prong or two prongs. These ones all, once again, a little model village, but the roofs all look like gingerbread, so it's Christmassy again. I loved this idea of this long street of snow speckled people with rows of hedges and a jigsaw style of rooftop. And the perspective is going this way. So they're not face on, it's from a side angle looking like that, and you can see the sides of the roofs. And here, this is fountain. So these are all just fodder to give my brain stuff to think over. What would I, how will I do something like this if I want to put this in? I do love this so much that I do want to put a little fountain in mine. So there's people and tables and chairs. I don't know if I'm going to get that detailed, but I like the idea of the lady sitting by the fountain. And this even though it's not, this kind of reminds me a bit of Italy. And I can't read all of this, but it's something like the Dog and Duck Inn or something like that. So villages, obviously. This, I've drawn out this through here, and then there's a couple of pictures I've got where I can see an arch where the people are going in as if they're visiting a festival or something like that. With the lighting, obviously breaking down a component into line work really helps with the way I'm doing my book anyway. Okay, so once again, I was quite enamoured with this archway, with being able to see something behind the archway and the clock tower. So this is a model, and apologies again, I've got it on my computer, but I didn't have it with me where I was. These are some particular styles of houses, and I actually loved the chain stitch around the windows and the way that she'd couched the windows down. And she's got, on each house, it's got a button, like a little button as a window, a heart shape, and then the doorknob is a smaller size button. And then there's all just different materials. So this is another element from the sewn elements. I would love to be making one of these houses. So I am going to, and I know Anne on her handmade had a house, and Rachel's done the house, and Sarah's probably done the house. So I think I'll do a house. I might have a whole series of houses. This is very similar to that. So it's like, this is a model almost taken from this real life photo. So I've got a couple of photos like this that are, and I've used this one before. I've drawn this house before when I've had to do a house. But this, for me, it's a funny, it is a village because it's part of all the buildings all are joined and are all part of a community, but the focus on this is mainly on this cobblestone road. So once again, there's something there that just could add to the idea of what we bring together as a community. So that was it, and I've only just started. So I've put my shape of my page here, and I've got my one building that I really love that can be in the foreground because it's large. It's as if the photo's taken right from there, and I've got to work out what I'm doing up the back here so far. And what I've got is my tracing paper. So this is just an example of what I may do, and I'm doing it in pencil so I can rub it out. Now it does seem a bit, I know, because I've just got extra time off camera to do this, so I'm not as worried that it's kind of a bit more of an elaborate process. Also, the other thing, my snowflake page, obviously, I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, but obviously now will not have a whole village. So this is going to be a new page on its own, and then I'll have a look at what the next prompt is afterwards. And then I'll start to think about if something looks like it could be small, I'll probably put it on the snowflake page. And this will be one big page. Because I think this deserves to be in its own right, really. Can't do a whole village, I don't think. So this is going to be my process while I get my page together. So I'm thinking that because this is sort of, I'm going to flip it. So this is going to be a little shop. It'll probably go here. And then I'll be putting other bits and pieces in. Now, I don't know, I might change that. This is just me putting down some ideas for now, seeing where I get to. What's happened by doing this is that I've kind of lost a circular area to focus on. I can put lots of things up here that are smaller and a little road coming up through. If anyone wants to have a look at Tamara Laporte, just do Tamara Laporte houses or something and it'll show a couple of pictures on Google. You can see how she does it starts fat and then it winds and gets thinner. The only problem for me here is that why would you have a great big house? Why would you have a little shop front if everything's behind it? So this may not work. It might be another idea for another part of a different project. Who knows? But that's my process. So I thought I'd share that with you. And yeah, I'm a bit all over the place. I'm obviously I might spend a couple of days off camera playing around with some of these designs till I get something that I'm happy with, and then I can start sewing. So yeah, that's my episode 8 or part 8. Not much sewing today, just keeping working on my cover, my new cover, and keeping on working on this design, and we'll see how we go from there. So I hope there was something valuable in that for you, and I'll see you in the next one when I hopefully have a bit more sewing and a bit more to show for myself. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.